Tune out now, it's another Amiga racing game. Last time on ChinnyVision we looked at Burning Rubber, the 1993 ocean game for the Amiga that saw you racing across various countries, and it wasn't great, to be honest. And I mentioned the other games that came out at this time, the Lotus series, which we've covered Lotus 1 and 2 before, and this game, Jaguar XJ220. So hey, what better time to look at this game? It was released in 1992 on the Amiga, with a MegaCD version released the following year. Don't have a MegaCD, so won't be looking at that version, but it cost $25.99, and because it's a game of this genre, of course, like the Lotus games, we get a Jaguar going past. It's the car of the title of the game, a supercar with 500 and something horsepower. I don't know, this isn't Top Gear, who cares? Just need to bypass the protection. Lucky I got the word right. Okay, so looking very Lotusy with icons on here of what you're doing. The game does have a track designer. You can go manual or normal gears, accelerate on the fire button or straight ahead. You can save or load to disk, and there is a 2-player mode. And at the start of each race, you get to go to this CD player to select if you want sound effects or one of 6 tracks. Novel at first, but it becomes irritating very quickly. You even have to press the play button. So it simulates a CD player, which would have seemed terribly exotic in the car at this time. I mean, who in 1992 had a CD player in their car? Your rich uncle probably did, on his third wife, who also had a car phone, but your parents probably didn't. So we've selected our track, and we start off in the UK, or England to be precise, just to alienate all the Scots, Welsh and Northern Irish. Track 1, mild British weather. So, what are we going to get?
Start your engines.
Just holding down my fire button. And off we go. The music starts, and it's very fast and smooth. Of course, this is an accelerated Amiga 1200. It is very smooth, but the first thing that strikes you is, some 3D scenery going past, even though this is a sprite-based game. But secondly, the slight disconnection between your joystick and the way the car moves. It's slightly like it's on ice. It takes some getting used to. And really, if you want to come first in the race, you need to be making big progress early on in the race. Get past as many cars as you can at the start. Forwarded it on. Going past the pits. The pits offer an opportunity to refuel. Nothing else, no repairs, no tyres, just refuel. And you'll need to do that later in the game on some of the longer tracks, but not at the moment. Your fuel is down on the bottom left next to your gear and your revs. It is currently on about third, but we're on the final lap. And we're coming in for 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd. No indication of where you are on the lap or what your timings are as you race. Speed is bottom right-hand side. There's also a slight feeling sometimes on corners that not the car's driving itself. There's something very weird about the handling. Do you remember Outrun, whatever it was, 20 whatever, on the PlayStation 2? That slight thing it did on corners, I might be wrong here, I might be misremembering, where it did a little bit of cornering for you. That kind of feeling. So comes second. So that's fine, I can live with second. And all the people look the same, but they've got different companies on there. Overall, so I'm second in the race, second in the championship, and Jaguar are winning on the Constructor Championship. You'll be given money, depending on how well you did, which you use to repair your car. It's not obvious what's going on here. You cycle through the bits on your car, and if they flash orange or red, you need to repair them. We currently have $74,000 in the bank, and no, it's not a drag and drop thing. It will let you buy them if you need them. And you've got 3 views of the car, top down, side view and front and back. It's all lovely accoutrements, but you don't need them really. You just need to replace stuff as they break. So I've skipped the CD player and we're going on to the second race. And I've selected a different track. And it's the limited draw distance level. So soon! Surely you want to show off the game first before you start throwing this stuff in. Amiga Action logo went past. They gave this game a 98%. Using 4 pages to review it. And they said it's an integral part of your software collection. And frankly, the entire review reads like Core wrote it themselves. And with logos in the game, I'm sure there's nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Yes, yeah, we've seen this on Lotus 2. This feels more advanced. In fact, a lot of the magazines said they preferred this to Lotus 2. But I'm not sure, looking at this now. I gave the Amiga Action score. CU Amiga gave it 90% and said knocks Lotus 2 from its position. Amiga Power gave it 85%. Jonathan Davis saying arguably the best sprite-based driving game. Although Stuart Campbell is appearing in a box art, giving it 70%, complaining it's empty and nowhere as good as Vroom. But to be extra contrary, when this game was released on budget, not that much later, he gave it 52%, said it was completely boring, no sense of adventure or challenge, and said it was like an RPG. Now, he's given that 20% less than he gave Burning Rubber at full price. So, yeah. Anyway, lap 2. It never says if that's your fastest lap or the game's fastest lap. And we're on to level 3 and now we've got rain again so soon. It's nice to show this stuff off. I'd much prefer to have some more conventional racing for the first few levels to get into it, rather than throwing in the environmental bits. Environment bits. The tracks are nice, but not spectacular or memorable. Now I'm on the final lap here. And you get bits like that windy bit there. And really, you don't need to steer. You will, even at full speed, go around that corner. Whereas you go to another corner, you'll be steering fully and just crash off the road anyway. It's rather inconsistent. I can't explain. It's just this disconnection. I asked some people on Blue Sky if they played the game, what they thought, and the theme that kept on coming up is a disconnection between what you're doing with the joystick and what's happening in the game, and it varying at times. This should be the end straight. Came 4th. So the other game should get a bit more interesting because we should be able to go round and get the heads are always the same. It's just the colours and the logos change. And number 4, Sarah Jane Avery, who coded the game you will know from Zeta Wing, the superb 64 game that came out the other year, and a 64 version of Gemini Wing as well. Right, now we need tyres. And the other coder on this is Jason G. Was that G? Is it like Dustin G? Could be Jason G. That's it. Right, so where can we can go all around the world now, and it's different costs to go to different countries. So you have to plan this out because you've got to work out how to use your resources. I mean, Stuart Campbell did complain this is a bit like an RPG, and it is in this sense because you need to plan where you're flying to, how much it's going to cost, and when your big repairs will be coming up. So I selected Troubled Journey. And we're going to Brazil. Rio. Second Maywood reference in 2 episodes. So waterfall scenery combined with hazardous wet patches. Sounds exciting. Blue skies? Yes. We will start our engines. This is what we want. This is what you wanted on the first level, not grey old blighty. I would just prefer it if the soundtracks were corresponding to the levels. Oh, that's very Sega Superscaler, isn't it? Look at that. Oh, there's the waterfalls. Waterfalls don't generally look... Oh, they look like big upright grey poos, those rocks. But it's weird. Oh, look at this. It's so... Yes, it slows down a bit. It's weird. It feels like a kind of jump into the next generation of racing games that are more 3D. Look at this. There's suddenly a much more sense of depth. I think it's the first time I've seen something trying to properly, successfully replicating that Sega kind of System 16 look and feel. So we look at another country, just to give you some variations. So Japan, marsh track, keeping an eye out for water patches and marsh rivers. Why would you be racing a £500,000 supercar? I'm assuming it's £500,000 around marshy tracks. Anyway, off we go. And this colour scheme looks nice. Kind of colour scheme I like in games. You can see the Porsches and the Bugattis that obviously aren't... Well, they might be licensed. Things were more sketchy back then, weren't they? But what you could mention and what you could do. Oh, that's a nice colour change as we went over there. And I like this. I do like a colour-changing stripy road. It just kind of... It's evocative. It's not real, obviously. It's just quite evocative. That's nice. That's nice. It's a game I really want to like, and one I've spent a lot of time with over the past week. There's just something, though. There's something here where it's not right, and it doesn't... Although I've been coming back to it this week, I'm not sure I'm going to be coming back to it again after this in the way I will just simply load up Lotus. And some of these tracks are quite samey and boring. The colours change and things happen, but, you know, I talked about that last track that looked like a Sega racing game in the arcade from the late 80s. This is back to kind of standard Amiga racing. You kind of want that wow factor on all the levels. Nice colour change there. I like that. And I should mention, as I say, there's a 2-player mode. I can't really play that myself. But here we go. Here's me trying to play it with a mouse and a joystick and not really succeeding. So you've got all that in there, which is nice. Now, the CD player has an FM tuner on it, and the manual says this doesn't do anything. There's no reception. But you can scan round. And what I found is you get chip tunes, which could be fun to race with. Feel like I should know that tune. Don't know. Definitely feel I should know that tune. A-Team theme. Oh yeah, we're having that. We're having the A-Team theme. Nice. With Mr. T, no one's touching my van. Fool. Right, night driver, do not become distracted.
Start your engines.
Right. And... Go! Whoa, 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 whoa! Why? I'm tripping. What on earth is going on? I'm lost, and I'm trying to keep the car on the road here. It's like twice as fast. And then sometimes it slows. Is it slowing down on bits? I don't know. Have I got a glitch or have I activated something? Because surely a cheat mode can't be as obvious as hiding it in the FM scanner for someone to find. Yeah, this is trippy. And yes, what I appear to have done is activated a cheat mode. And it's, not as kind of hidden as way as most. Without the internet, I'd have no idea what I'd done then. I would have thought it was bugged or something weird was happening, and then I'd play it again with different music. It wouldn't happen. I guess I would have worked it out eventually. Anyway, let's try another country. It's Switzerland, where you go for Dignitas and skiing. Skiing, that's it. Switzerland skiing. So it looks a bit like the ice levels on Lotus. And it looks very like the ice levels on Lotus. So does the handling change? We've got different sprites though. They've got snow on top of the signs. I can't say the handling is particularly different. Perhaps I've got snow tyres on. The other cars actually seem slightly slower and more cautious for a change. I'm just saying, have I got a cheat act? I mean, again, I've now got no idea what I've got activated and what I haven't. I assume I haven't, because I'm not using the FM radio. If you're driving your car at speed, snow comes towards you, not straight down. I think that should just be mentioned. And also visibility will be far worse than this, but we can actually see further than we can in the fog level. But hey ho, we are first. By the way, plenty of ChinnyVision pens left, so ChinnyVision.com if you fancy one of them. ChinnyVision.com for ChinnyVision pen. This is nice, look at this. It's slowed down a lot and become quite jerky, and this is a pigeon or seagull. It's nice though, isn't it? It reminds me of the test drive games. Although I dare say that is pretty slow. Yes, a sudden speed up. Wonder what that's like on an Amiga 600. Or how much it slows down in two-player mode as well. Having to draw all this twice. I mean, that is the thing about these games, these top-bottom racing games, that you actually, even when you're in one player, you're kind of only playing in half the screen. And again, one of the criticisms of Burning Rubber was it doesn't have the massive vistas like Lotus does, or Lotus 2 does. And again, this game doesn't really have a massive kind of draw into the distance. Although it has that kind of Sega feel. Another USA track.
Start your engine.
Ooh, this looks nice. It's like Burning Rubber on the GX4000 during the sunset. One of my most evocative games. Yes, I'm talking about Burning Rubber on the GX4000 again. Deal with it. Ooh, colour. I'm such a sucker for colour changes. This is what you want from your 16-bit games. Beautiful colours, not those dull colours. Why aren't you having this at the start of the game? Look how gorgeous this game is. Let's do a race at sunset, just show it off. And then throw in the dull environmental bits. And actually, this soundtrack is really working with this environment. And I'm just showing you here, this is what refueling looks like. Didn't need to do it on this level, but I just wanted to show you what happens, basically. Jaguar XJ220 on the Amiga. I've got mixed feelings about this. I'm not going to go nuts on it like Amiga Action did, giving it 98%. It's got some nice stuff here. All of us, I think, wanted to see those Sega-style racers on the Amiga, because we knew it could handle it. And look, it's finally got one, although only on some of these levels where the waterfalls and things are going past. A lot of the other levels are just really boring and empty and just unspectacular. Whereas what you want is that spectacular stuff every time. Make it that kind of game, like the new Outrun game on the PlayStation 2 had that spectacular nature. This could have it as well, and at times it does. Jonathan Davis at Amiga PR said this knocked Lotus 2 off its top spot. I still disagree. The handling isn't quite right. I tried driving around the circuit without steering, and you do seem to get corners where you can just carry on straight ahead and you're fine. Other corners, you're turning maximum and you're still crashing off the circuit when the computer cars are absolutely fine at top speed. It's all a little bit disconnected, as it stands, it's got some truly great things about it, but overall, that doesn't make it a top Amiga racer. What you've actually got here is a fairly average racer with slightly disconnected controls. It's a shame because I love all that Sega arcade racing style action.